Hello everybody in the VC, it's Matt, and so Calico Silver, Jeff has a great channel. I like to watch his videos, they're always fun and informative. He did a response video, or I guess it's a contest entry, to a channel called TKR Video Central. It's the Kirkham Report. You can see that if you want to look it up. TKR Video Central is the name of the channel. And I went over and watched the guy's contest rules video. Haven't I'm going to subscribe to his channel, watch some of his other videos, just haven't had time yet. But TKR has a contest going that is to do with the number 3, which I'm not really sure why, but anyway, it's to do with the number 3. Watched the video a couple of days ago and I don't remember what he said why, but anyway, it's a series of questions that deal with the number 3. So thought I would jump in and do the contest because I haven't made a video in a while. First question is your 3 most recent purchases. I'm guessing that's music wise, so you probably shouldn't show your head of lettuce you bought at the grocery store or whatever. So went to Doc's Records in Fort Worth on Saturday, and I picked this up. So I've been buying CDs have been cheap lately, and I've been buying a lot of them for the car because I still have a long drive to work and like to listen to CDs in the car. Have this on vinyl and had it for a long time, but saw that, figured I'd pick it up on CD to listen to in the car. Funny thing is, this is a Rolling Stones album that I used to didn't like at all, but in the past couple of years or so, it's really grown on me. It's far from their best, obviously, but it's actually kind of grown on me and I like it, so be fun to listen to this in the car sometimes. Number 2 most recent purchase, and show 2 items because I got them at the same time, is the new Dexys. Well, they're just called Dexys now, they're no longer called Dexys Midnight Runners, but their latest CD, which came out 2 or 3 weeks ago. It's called The Feminine Divide, and there's the CD. I didn't get to see them in the 80s, so they're doing an American tour for the first time since 1983 or so. They had toured around England and Europe in the years in between some, but I'm going to get to see them in Denver, Colorado, early November, November 2nd, November 4th, something like that. I have to double check the date. But so this is their brand new record CD. They had they broke up around 1985, and they came back and did some reunion concerts and so forth through the years. They did a reunion album back around 2012 or 11 called One of These Days I'm Going to Soar, which I have on vinyl. It's pretty good. I think this is better. This has got the some of the songs on here will have you checking your calendar to make sure it's not still 1982, and then some of the songs are a little more updated or a little different sound, a little fresh sound, or whatever you want to call it. But the pretty solid CD all the way through. The reason I said I'm going to show 2, this is still sealed, I haven't opened it. This is the vinyl edition, which you can get on regular black vinyl, but this is a splatter color vinyl, which I can't show you because I'm not going to open it. But it's autographed by Kevin Rowland, however you say his name. He's kind of the mainstay, the main guy of the band. That through their different iterations, other members have come and gone, but Kevin's been he's the main singer, main songwriter, main visionary of the band or whatever. So it's autographed, and there's it's first edition, only 1,000 pressed, and I got number 729 of the 1,000 pressed. And there's the sticker that says it is 100% first edition, in case you were wondering. I'll probably just keep this sealed. I may get it on vinyl, on regular black vinyl down the road. Dexys is a great little band that everyone in America knows for Come On Eileen, and that's about it. They had a couple of hits in England, but it's a shame because they're a really good band. They had basically 3 albums in the 80s. Every one of them is stunningly good and Come On Eileen, little indicative, but not really indicative of their overall sound. Check those 80s albums out if you haven't, because you're really missing something great music-wise. The other thing, and this is going to be 3 things, but I bought them all at the same time, so this is the 3rd most recent purchase. And I've been picking up these Dylan bootleg series. I've got all of them now. I think I'm got 2 or 3 to go. So there's the that's the Slow Train Coming and Saved and Shot of Love period. A lot of outtakes and live recordings. Listened to this once, really good stuff. This is really great. The Basement Tapes, as released in '75, is just such a great album, as is. And some people complain about some of the stuff is stuff recorded after '67, and some of it's the band, not Dylan. But I think it all works well. But this is the complete recordings, or so it says anyway, that they made back in '67 there. These things come with just beautiful, they're like, each of these has, I don't know, 5 or 6 CDs, and then I think a DVD and a beautiful book full of pictures and information. So I got these 2 at the same time, and also I didn't get the big box set on this, but I got this one, came in the same order as those, and that's just greatness too. So those are my 3 most recent purchases. The second question is show 3 records, and he said, TKR said this can be records, CDs, cassettes, whatever, 45s. 3 records that came out when you were 3 years old. I would have turned 3 years old in September of 1966. So, I mean, you know, what a year. There's just so much that I could pick from, just great albums. But obvious reason I picked this, though, is this was my brother. One of my brothers. They were 12 and 9 years older than me, so this would have been the copy that one of them bought in '66 when it came out. I obviously didn't buy it when I was 3, and I've got other copies. This is actually you can play it, but it's in pretty rough shape, but it's just kind of cool to have it. You can see the record trying to fall out at the bottom there, but kind of cool to have a 1966 original. So, you know, possibly the greatest album ever made. I don't know. It's up there for sure. Another one of the greatest albums ever made, Face to Face by the Kinks from 1966. And Aftermath by the Rolling Stones, both the American and the British versions. Great album also. The next thing is show 3 records from when you were 13 years old, which for me would have been 1976. A lot of great things you could pick out from that year. I'm going with Electric Light Orchestra, A New World Record. Stunningly beautiful album. Another great, Songs in the Key of Life, Stevie Wonder. And since we had 2 greats, let's have a third, Station to Station by David Bowie. So that's 3 from when I was 13 years old. I just turned 60 on Saturday. I wish I was still 13. I'd rather be that than 60. Show 3 records from the last birthday you had that had a 3 in it. So since I just turned 60, my last 3 birthday would have been 53, and that was 2016. Not a lot of stuff to choose from in 2016. Not that I like anyway. But there was one masterpiece. David Bowie's Black Star, his final album. Unfortunately, his final album, but a great album it was. And Lydia Loveless Real. She's one of the few modern, current artists that I give the time of day to. She's a really talented girl, sort of a mix of rock and roll, rockabilly, country, punk rock. I actually saw her live a couple of times. Her album Somewhere Else that came out I think 2014 is maybe her best or little masterpiece. If she would have been around, 20 or 10 years before this, she probably would have been radio playing MTV and would have been known, because she's up there. She's really talented, really worth checking out if you've never heard her. Go on YouTube, look up some of her stuff, and give her a listen. So that's two. I couldn't really find a third. I looked around to see if there was any releases from Neil Young or McCartney or Ringo or anyone that year, but I didn't really find anything. So I only got two to put forth from when I was 53 years old. The next question, 3 records that have 3 in the title or in one of the songs. And so, like the word 3 or the number 3. And so, what do I got here? I got, no surprise there, Led Zeppelin 3. That doesn't belong there. I don't know what that's doing there. I got a bunch of 3's there. 33 1/3 from George Harrison. And there's just a bonus, 33 1/3, the interview album that came out to promote it. And the 13th Floor Elevators, another stunningly brilliant album. Almost picked 33 1/3 as one of mine for 1976, but I figured I would push it up to the 3 thing. And as a bonus, here is the album by Tomorrow, and it's got the song 3 Jolly Little Dwarfs. So I guess I gave 4 3's there, or 5 3's, or more than 3 3's. 3 in the title. 3 bands that have 3 band members. This is kind of a cheat because I don't have the other albums, but the Jimi Hendrix Experience. This is just a Jimi Hendrix album, but I think it was the first posthumous album. But this is a great album. This is a brilliant little album. Cry of Love. And of course, my third favorite band of all time, The Jam. They were a 3-member set. And I forgot to grab a Cream album, but that had 3 band members, so I'm not going to make you wait around while I go grab that out of the racks. Show 3 album sets. Well, we got several, but Concert for Bangladesh, I figured I almost grabbed All Things Must Pass, but I figured a lot of people are probably going to show that enter the contest, so go a little different. Great live album called Wings Over America with a guy named Danny Sewell running, Danny Lane that is. He's sort of right there. He's bringing all the magic, and then here's these other, including this guy, this guy here. I don't know what he does. Wings at Speed of Sound, 3 album set, great stuff. And brilliant, wonderful masterpiece, Sandinista by The Clash, 3 album set. Next one is name 3 people you would like to see enter this contest. I don't know, man. Robert Z and Steve Snee, who makes videos, but I don't know that he does contest entry videos, but he got a ton of records and music knowledge, so he'd be interesting to see do it. And Mean Mr. Mayo, so I guess that'd be cool if they did get in there. Okay, there were some bonus questions. I think there were 4 of them if I remember correctly. Some of them I didn't really understand. One of them was like, if you have a record that has the number 3 in the title, and or a song that has the word or the number 3 in the title, and that song is the 3rd song on that album, show that. That ain't gonna happen. The other thing was show 3 records by people who recorded Schoolhouse Rock songs, I think. I didn't really understand what that was, but I don't, as far as I know, have anything that fits that criteria. And then show a music book or magazine that came out in a year with 3 in the end of it. So, should have grabbed that beforehand. Hold on a second. The anticipation, the excitement builds. Dear Beatle People, copyright 2023 this year. And I went to Chicago for the Fest for Beatles fans. It used to be called Beatle Fest. And picked this up, and I met Sarah Smith. Bought the book from her. Very nice lady. She's written at least one other Beatles book that I need to track down sometime. And so she was nice enough, if I can find it, to, there it is, personally autographed the book for me. So this is a fun book. I read it, and it's really great. It's about the Beatles fan club in America, being not only like the official Beatles fan club that was in American England that sent out the Christmas records every year, but in addition to that, fans would set up fan clubs back in the 60s in Dallas and Chicago and Portland and New York and whatever. So there were all these kind of independent and sort of, some of them were semi tied to the official fan club, but it tells about all that and through the years and everything, and a lot of membership cards and newsletter pictures and remembrances from the people that were members of the fan club and that were presidents or whatever of the fan club, and just a really fun read if you like the Beatles and sort of a area that hadn't been fully or very much investigated before. So that's a 2023 book, and I think that is all the questions. So I had fun doing it. Hope you have fun watching it. Probably not much chance of that, but anyway, if you interested, go check out TKR Video Central's channel, and you can watch, that has all the what you got to do to join the contest stuff and make your own entry, because I'd be looking forward to looking at some other people's entries, see what they've got going on. So cool.